Alright, hello again, Jeff Scott talking Bootstrap, coming at you right now with lecture 8 of 11 of the 11 different tutorials that are on webcodegeeks.com. This is the layout example. This is the most comprehensive example that is in the entire series. As it says, the aim of the example is to create and use a layout with Bootstrap. Layouts are the very base model for your website. A layout contains the skeleton of the page, meaning how it will be divided into rows and columns, the height of each section, how content is organized, overall appearance, etc. Bootstrap makes it fairly easy to create custom layouts using predefined styling, and what's left for you is to figure out the colors, fonts, and images you want to use. A good layout enhances user experience and makes it more convenient for users to browse the page. So I've already gone through and again done all this, and I've got I don't have a thing called layouts, or maybe I do, I don't remember, but as far as the beginning, alright, so again what I've said is I've got way too much stuff open here, so I've got to close a few things, sorry. Not that. So again, what I'm going to do in here is, in the past, all these other examples, what I've done in here is I have just created single files and then had associated CSS files for those. Alright, now, since this is very similar to what I'd earlier done, I've got this broken down into 6 different folders. The first folder literally is just this. It's the old Hello World. So what I've done is I've come in here and I have copied in the necessary stuff that we have. Alright, and that's it. That's all that I put in there. Okay, so when they say in here what is to be done, alright, it says below is a general view of the layout that they're going to create. Well, this is what it's going to look like. You have a navigation menu, carousel, 3 different areas for service, a team profile section. Okay, so again, what we will build toward in the last iteration of this is this. Hopefully you remember this. So we've got this slideshow. These are their slides, not mine. Okay, there's our services page, and you can see we've got some glyphicons right here. We've got the team, and we use the circular thing for each one. We've got a very, very simple form, and again, there is no validation being done on that form, and some other links. Alright, so that's what we're going to be creating. That's what we're moving toward. Alright, with that said, first thing they have you do in here is to code the navigation menu. So let's just take a look at what's in here. This should be some review of a lot of the things that we talked about previously. So here's the navigation. Now notice we're using a default nav bar. Alright, it's going to have a fluid layout. And here's our header. In our header, we've got a button. And what we have in here where it says toggle navigation, alright, etc., the nav bar. Well, let's take a look at it. So I showed you stage 0, which basically had nothing in it. In stage 1, we're creating the navigation part, which is just this. So again, just the nav part is right here. The same exact thing that's in the book. Alright, so if we take a look at what is actually in here, again, you can see we've got our header right here. We've got a couple links. Alright, we have it set up so we can do a search, even though it's not functional, just so you see it. And we've got a drop down here. This is literally the same doggone example that we created in the nav bar back in lesson 2, I believe it was. Alright, so you can see what we have there. So we've got that done. The next step is to come in here and to code the carousel. Now take a look at what's in here, okay? Because we haven't really talked carousels in this particular series. Okay? So if we take a look at what is in here, all right, class is carousel slide, okay? And we're coming in here, we're setting up an ordered list, and in there we are basically setting up each one of our images. Now, mine's not going to look exactly like this. I used their images, but I didn't want to use here where we actually had the source, so I brought those images in. But other than that, it's what I have. So what I want to show you, I think that this is very important. This is me speaking, but I think it's very important. If I show you just the carousel part itself, in fact, let's do that here. If I show you just the navigation part, that's it. All right, so it doesn't look very good. But when we come in there, and instead of doing that, when we come in and we add the CSS to it, oops, that's not going to work. It's not index RT, it's index. Now it looks like this. In much the same way, if I go to stage 2, and I bring in, I think it's carousel.html. I hope it is. It's not, of course. All right, let's go find it. It's carousel part. Okay. You can see what this looks like. It looks pretty much the same, but the pictures are just one after the other, and there's our 1, 2, 3. So again, once we come in here and we style these, now it looks like this. Okay? So we've got our carousel. And those 1, 2, 3s are basically what created these buttons right here. We can go forward, backwards, etc. All right, so now after these first 2 iterations, we have our nav bar on the top and we have our carousel. There's nothing down below this. There isn't anything else. So that's what we've created so far in here. And we're getting there. All right. Then we need to do the services section. All right. So notice that we do have some CSS that was put in here that I put into a CSS file, I believe. But the key thing is we've got those glyphicons and we want to put information in here. So we want it to basically look like this. All right. And again, if I come through here in the same way and I jump here into stage 3 and I show you just the services part, that's what it looks like. All right. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, not there, is I'm going to come into and open up, not there, the services part right here. Just because I hate it when we use stuff like this. Here at our company uses the latest and greatest in cloud storage technology. Be it, I'm making all this up as you can tell, Dropbox or something else, you will not be disappointed. And again, I just think that that sounds more professional than what was in there before. So that's the cloud storage. Here's the user dashboard. All right, we will provide for you a customized user dashboard, complete with a cPanel. Our dashboard is far and above one of the hallmarks our company. Let's change that to just the dashboard is one of the hallmarks of our company. Leave it like that. That should be good. So that's that. And now web services. Web services. You need them. We got them. Be it anything from SOAP to REST and anything in between. We got you covered. Alright, I just like the way that looks a little bit better. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. But now we're actually talking about all this stuff. So when we come back up here again, and now we come into step 3, and we bring up the index.html file. Now we're actually talking about clouds. Why did I not save? I saved. 08. Why isn't that in there? 08 services part. That's not what I want. Open. I know what the problem is. It's in the index here. That's where I wanted to put that information, I think, and I didn't. Yep. Okay, so let's just grab it from services. That'll be the new cloud storage. That'll be the new user dashboard. Finally, that will be the new web services. Now, if I come in here and let's look at this and refresh. Now we're actually talking, and I want to cut that down a little bit. I like it when there's some symmetry here. Complete with cPanel. Dashboard is one of the hallmarks of our guys. Likes to like that the way it looks. Be it anything from SOAP to REST to whatever. And anything in between, we got you covered. Let's see how that looks. Still got to cut that down. I just love the way that looks because it just lines up so well. Let's see. That's good. that one's fixed, that one's fixed. They all look good enough. All right. Now we actually have stuff in there about cloud storage, a user dashboard, and web services. I like the way that looks, much better. All right. So in the next part, we want to come in and we want to add our team selection in here. Again, you'll notice how everything in Bootstrap is based off of classes and divs. All right. So we've got all of our stuff in here. They did it like this. Again, excuse me, I didn't like the way their pictures looked. And we used the contact form. Nothing new really in there because we've already talked about that. So again, if we come into stage 4 and we now take a look, here's the team part. Our team, there's the 4 people. There is the simple form. Okay, but once we mix that in with our index, now it's really coming together. All right, so there's our nav bar, our carousel, our services, and our team information with a very simple form on the bottom. All right, and finally the last thing that was in here was the footer section, where we added the information on the bottom, the quick links, etc. So this example basically took almost the equivalent of an existing Bootstrap template and just made some changes to it. All right, so that's literally what this thing was about. So if I change this and come back to stage 5, all right, and in stage 5 I think it's called footer part, but we'll find out. Part.html, oops, not TML. There's the footer, and once we again combine it, oh boy, oh boy. All right, we now have our entire page set up. Now that was quick, and much of it was review, but please take a look at this. If you really want to test yourself, again, go out, as I've already mentioned, go out to getbootstrap.com. And under that, go out to the Getting Started, grab one of the templates that's already out there, all right, whichever one you want. You can grab Hello World. So grab that one. See if you can use that as a starting point and create yourself your own website. All right, that's about all I have to talk about with this one. As far as what's left, just so you know, I'm going to close all this for now. And I can close this. Okay. Close all that. So what I have now done is I've gone through today these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First 8 examples. Tomorrow I will be doing the modal, the popover, and the tooltip. All right? And until then, see ya.